Harvesting, there's 3 types of operation of harvesting. One's direct, second swathing, and the third is push, in no order. But direct harvesting, you have to harvest when it's ready or at 10% moisture. If you don't, if you're cutting wheat and you can't pull out to cut canola, it's not going to wait on you if you get a storm or something, you know, comes in. So knowing that going into growing canola, then you know how to prepare if you're going to straight harvest it. You're still going to have some green pods. The stalks are green, but the canola is generally dry. That's just the way it is. A lot of times you'll have uneven maturity where you got a low spot, or you know, around your terraces and stuff where it didn't quite turn as fast as maybe on top of the terrace. So you're going to have that uneven maturity. But if you're direct cutting, you get the moisture below 10%, get it out of the field. If you can run, get it. Swathing, we like to swath at around 50 to 60% color change. We must use a draper header. Do not use an auger, even though you take a crimper out. Packer or roller is preferred, and you know that really saves your windrow as far as keeping it tucked in and keeping it from blowing on you. Not saying that a 100-mile-per-hour wind, it's not going to pick up and move on you, but I like my chances this versus just coming out of the swather. Those stalks act as your anchor, and that's what helps tuck that windrow in. 6 to 7 days, sometimes 3 to 4 days, you're out there picking it back up after you swath it. When we get hot and stuff gets to really ripening fast, it doesn't take long. So one thing I really like is it evens your maturity a lot faster, and it controls your time. You know, so you can control that harvest. If you want to get in there and get it swathed and get it picked back up, then go right into wheat, that seems to be working pretty good. The other method is pushing. It lodges the crop forward and closer to the ground, protects it from the wind, dries naturally. You need a good thick crop in order to push. If you don't, it's not going to push. And you go across it and it'll pop back up, and you know, you really didn't accomplish much. So, but the objective is to tuck those pods down and let it dry naturally, and keep it from being exposed to the environmental conditions. Now, if a hailstorm goes across that when it's ready to cut, you know, either way, you know, doesn't matter if it's in a swath or windrow, or you're going to have some sort of damage and loss, or if it's standing. So, harvesting push canola, you harvest the opposite direction you push. Generally 2 to 3 weeks after you push it, you're going to be harvesting it. So it's not as fast. You know, the first years we kind of started pushing canola, everyone was a little bit perturbed that the guy that swathed was picking his up, he was cutting wheat, and his wasn't ready yet. So it takes a little more time. It's kind of which operation fits best into your farming operation. So we also had some stripper headers this year that they pushed canola and went back the opposite direction with the stripper header. I was very pleased with the way that worked. It pulled a vacuum, and pretty well, I could not find very many seeds on the ground at all. So I was very happy with that. I'd still like to see more be done with that than just 1 year, one farmer. But it's an option. If you've got a stripper header and you want to try it, I'd try it.